my thought here is always telling people to remember what is your why. Why are we doing this flipped classroom? Why am I recording my videos as lectures for my students to watch outside of class? Well, that's so when they're in class and have the questions, applying that information on what would traditionally be a homework assignment, I'm there to assist them, okay? And remembering our why, because what are we doing with our stuff? Are we trying to measure that students can do tasks, that are domesticating things, or are we trying to measure our student learning? And this is a thing from Bill Ferreter, and I love a lot of his stuff, and it's plugs in down there is Bill. And he's got all these things like the wrong answer is the tech. I'm doing it to do the tech. So I'm not doing it to do flip grids or start blogs or post to Seesaw. Wait, hold on. There, post to Schoology. No, we are trying to post to Schoology to discover new questions worth answering. We're trying to do these things to make a difference, to do action. These are tools, not learning outcomes. Okay, I'm going to also leave you with this here from Scott Nunes, and I kind of developed this over discussion, and Scott designed the actual poster, but we've been having discussions back and forth, phone and on Twitter, and the idea of Maslow versus Bloom and Sammer and Tech. So the first thing we want to do is Maslow versus Bloom and the idea of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We as schools are oftentimes providing those basic things. My students, a lot of them are getting 2 meals a day from school. And then security and shelter. And then that self-actualization stuff, that's sort of the hierarchy, that's the SEL kind of things in there. Then Bloom, trying to be more creative. Well, if I'm using classroom time to do direct instruction, well, if I take that out in a flipped classroom and they're watching that at home, or my kids' case, they're watching it actually in class, then because of that, they've got time for me to work with them and get them at higher levels of Bloom with my assistance. And I'd had a slide in that talked about the idea of Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. And what that is saying is that in Vygotsky's zone of proximal development is there are things students can do on their own, and then there's what they can do with assistance or guiding. And we want to be able to guide them, to help them and make them grow. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do with that idea. Okay. I am Dr. Phil Pulley, social studies teacher at Fieldcrest High School. Again, I do stuff with flipped classrooms. It was funny because when spring rolled around, after doing a dissertation, I was kind of sick of flipped classrooms. And then spring rolled around and everyone came to ask me questions because how do we do this? What do we do to help meet the needs of our students? And then I was like, it's not that I'm sick of it. It's just that I was sick of kind of writing about it, I guess. And the important thing is, why am I doing it? And we were doing it to make things better for the students and to help support them. I do an in-class flip version of this because what I'm wanting is to give some equity to my students who at home have little internet access or very limited or no internet access beyond maybe hotspots on their phones. So that's tough to run their devices and try and do a lot of things and other things. So try to make it so that they have an option in class to get all their work done with me to help them. In fact, my students can even watch the videos because I break them up throughout the unit as well. If you have questions, I guess we're going to throw them in a chat later or a discussion, and you can always contact me on Twitter. I'm at Philip Pulley, or if you're going to do something with Bitly, that's my website there as well. You can email me even directly. I will answer. I'm just Pulley at unit6.org.